I used to do a weekly remote viewing kind of night at my home, and people would just come. There's no charge. And if they had a question, they'd write it down on a 3x5 card, turn the card over. I would collect cards, put a 4-digit number on the back, shuffle them all up. I had no idea what the question was. I had no idea who asked the question. So I had this card in my hand, it has 4 digits. I connect with it, and immediately I saw these 4 structures. And I didn't know what they were, but I opened my eyes, came out of kind of that deeper state that I'm in when I do this, and just drew the 4 objects. No idea what the question was, but I drew them down immediately. Then I turned the question over and it said, "What is on the moon?" And I thought, well, obviously I got this wrong. This doesn't make any sense. And there's no way we could prove it. And if I can't prove something, if I can't really get the nitty-gritties of detail on it in reality, I just kind of don't give it a lot of credibility. And that's kind of where I put this. I kind of shuffled the background. But a couple of days later, I was at a UFO conference, and there's a book vendor there, and I knew him pretty well. And I walked up and asked him if he knew of any books that talked about any structures on the moon. And he said, "Oh, I've got a book for you." And he pulled out Ingleswan's Penetration book and handed it to me. And when I opened the book, it was all about Ingleswan doing a secret project. He did not know what he was remote viewing, but he did a bunch of sessions and drew all of these structures that were on the moon, but he didn't know he was remote viewing the moon. Just like I didn't know I was remote viewing the moon. But the 4 structures I drew were right there in the pages of what Ingleswan drew. So they were arches. They were arches, a tunnel going down into the moon. There was a pod containing or holding something, and the other one was a really tall tower. Those were the 4 things I drew. He drew many more other things, but
what you came up with was in that.
It was drawings in the book. Yeah. Talk about confirmation. Whoa.
I mean, I'm not saying that you didn't remote view what was actually on the moon, but the fact that like maybe you remote viewed that book.
I could have remote viewed the book.
That's still insane.
No, I've thought about that myself. I mean, it still doesn't say it's on the moon, but